Hi, this video is going to talk us through random numbers in JDoodle, which is a different platform than we've been working with. And we want to figure out how can I, in just a straight up Java program, create random numbers. And so anytime you want to know how to do something in Java, we go to the Java API. I went to the Java API and I did a find, a control F on math. And I found this math library, which some of you guys, or the math class, which some of you guys have used before. And the math class has all kinds of methods and values that you can use. It has the constant pi, so some of you used math.pi in your earlier programs. But this gives me all the math functions that I have access to. So some of these look familiar. ABS for absolute value. You have ATAN, which returns the arctangent. You have a cosine, returns a cosine. EXP is exponential. I'm looking for something random. So alphabetically arranged, I look for random. And I find a random function that returns a double value with a positive sign greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1. This over here tells me it returns a double. All methods in your math class are static, and that means that you can call them with just accessing the math library. So I've already written some code here, and let's just take a kind of a quick look at this. So, and actually all of this should be, I need to line this up properly. So if I, give me a moment. So I've got a double variable because the random class returns a double, and I'm using a loop. You guys may or may not have seen this type of loop before. This is called a for loop. It starts at 1, it goes to 10, and it goes by ones, x++. And I'm just going to create some random numbers by executing. Hopefully I don't have any errors in my code. And here's my list of 10 random numbers, and they are between 0 and 1. So when you're using the math class in Java like this, it's straight up the original numbers. It hasn't been tweaked or anything. Those that we've used in our Greenfoot environment have already been tweaked, like they have a random integer value. And we do have some things available in Java, but I want to talk through how you can actually take this number and with a little algorithm you can change it to any value that you want within a range. So for example, I'm going to create numbers from, let's just say, 1 to 20. In order to do that, I'm going to take and multiply math.random times 20, because I want a range of 20 numbers. And then I'm going to add my starting value of 1. If I execute that code, let's see what kind of numbers that gives me. I get numbers 17, I get 20, I get 1 point something. So they are kind of in the range of 1 to 20. But they go a little bit over 1 and they go a little bit over 20. So there's a trick that I want to do, and I want to convert all of these to integers, because if I just chop off the decimal portion, I've got my numbers 1 to 20 here. So in order to do that, I need to take this part of the code and I need to change it to an integer temporarily. I'm going to do that by using what's called casting. So I'm going to change to an int, and I want to change just this first portion, and then I add the 1 on after that. Now if I execute my code, I'm going to get numbers 1 through 20. If I execute again, just to see, you can see I reach 20. Do we start at 1? There's some 1s in there. So I get a range of numbers from 1 through 20. Now typically I probably don't want to leave the decimal portion on there. I might need it as an integer value to be returned, and I can take care of that by making my random an integer value. And since I cast this that returns a double to an integer, I temporarily change that data type. When I execute this again, I'm going to get numbers from 1 through 20, and there's no decimal portion, so those are integer values. Now this algorithm that we're using, it is an algorithm, and what you're going to be, it is you're going to take math.random and you multiply it by the range of values that you want, and then you add the starting number that you want. I've got a slide deck that I'm going to show you that's going to go through kind of the same concepts here as generating the random numbers, and then you guys will be given an assignment to generate some random numbers in class as well.